Hello all viewers. We welcome you all to Military History channel. Today, we delve into the complex conflict in Jammu and Kashmir, a military campaign defined by sharp strategies, decisive leadership, and tactical brilliance. In this video, we will discuss the key battles and operations that turned the tide, the commanders who led with precision and strength, and the strategic use of rugged terrain to gain the upper hand. Each element played a crucial role, creating a high-stakes game of strategy, resilience, and tactical planning. Together, they tell a story of how calculated moves and leadership shaped this pivotal chapter in history. First, let's talk about Jammu and Kashmir, a region that has been at the center of a complex, high-stakes conflict for over 7 decades. This is not just a dispute over land, it's a battleground of history, politics, and strategic interests involving 3 nuclear-armed nations, India, Pakistan, and China. When India gained independence in 1947, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir became a flashpoint. Both India and Pakistan claimed it, leading to the first of several wars. Today, India controls the larger portion, Pakistan administers parts to the west, and China holds Aksai Chin in the east. These overlapping claims have kept the region in a state of perpetual tension. But that's not all. Internally, Jammu and Kashmir has faced a relentless insurgency. Separatist movements, often fueled by militant groups, have been active for decades, and this has led to a cycle of violence that destabilizes the region. India has deployed significant military forces to maintain control, but peace remains a distant dream. For the people of Jammu and Kashmir, this means living amidst curfews, checkpoints, and an uneasy calm that can be shattered at any moment. Why is this region so significant? It's simple: geography and resources. Jammu and Kashmir sits at a strategic location, a borderland that connects India, Pakistan, and China. Any conflict here has the potential to escalate rapidly, which is why it remains one of the most dangerous borders in the world. On top of that, the region's natural resources, particularly water from the Indus River system, add to its strategic value. So, this is not just about national pride, it's about survival and control over vital resources. In short, Jammu and Kashmir remains a geopolitical hotspot where history, politics, and power continue to collide, with no resolution in sight. The opening of the Handwara Front marked a crucial chapter in the defense of the Kashmir Valley. It began with a decisive move by the Indian Army, the deployment of the 7th Sikh Regiment. Their mission was clear and critical: to bolster defenses and secure strategic positions across the valley. This deployment ensured that key locations remained firmly under Indian control, especially as tensions escalated in the region. Leading this effort was Brigadier Lakhinder Singh, tasked with forming a specialized unit known as Zulu Brigade. This wasn't just another brigade, it was a dedicated team, built for agility, strategy, and precision, ready to lead operations on the ground and respond swiftly to any challenge. As the situation evolved, so did the command structure. Zulu Brigade was restructured and redesignated as HQ 163 Infantry Brigade. This change wasn't just about a new name, it signaled a shift toward a more streamlined and organized leadership approach, reflecting India's broader strategic planning in the region. What we see here is a story of strategic deployments, specialized units, and evolving command structures, all designed to reinforce India's position on the front lines of the Kashmir conflict, ensuring stability and control at a critical time. The promotion of Brigadier Lakhinder Singh was a clear acknowledgement of his pivotal role in shaping Zulu Brigade. This wasn't just any unit, it was a specialized force tasked with securing key positions across the Kashmir Valley, and under Brigadier Singh's leadership, it became a dynamic, agile, and effective unit. His strategic vision and on-ground adaptability made all the difference during a critical period, and his promotion was a recognition of that success. Zulu Brigade wasn't just about numbers, it was about strategic deployment, and Singh ensured that it delivered results where it mattered most. Then came the leadership handover to Brigadier J.C. Katoch, and it was as seamless as it gets. This wasn't just a routine transition, it was about maintaining momentum. Brigadier Katoch stepped in, bringing his own brand of operational expertise. His appointment ensured there was no disruption, no loss of focus. He took over the mission and continued with the same strategic clarity and strength, crucial for operations in a sensitive region like Jammu and Kashmir. These command changes were more than just promotions and titles, they were about ensuring that the right leaders, with the right vision, were in place to drive success on the ground. Leaders who could act with precision, adapt to challenges, and keep a clear focus on securing India's strategic interests. The formation of divisional headquarters was a strategic masterstroke that changed the game for military operations in Jammu and Kashmir. Here's how it played out. The Western Command decided to split the operations into two main sectors, the Srinagar Division and the Jammu Division. This wasn't just about drawing lines on a map, it was about focus, precision, and control. By dividing the region, the command could streamline its efforts, making sure that every mission was coordinated, every move was strategic, and every decision was sharp. It was a smart, tactical shift that ensured resources went exactly where they were needed, when they were needed. Now, let's talk about the real driving forces behind this, Major General Atma Singh and Major General K.S. Thimayya. These were not just commanders, they were the strategic brains behind the operations. Major General Atma Singh led the Srinagar Division, a key sector that required constant vigilance and quick responses. He was the one making sure that the northern regions stayed secure, keeping a firm grip on the situation. On the other side, you had Major General K.S. Thimayya at the helm of the Jammu Division. He brought his own brand of leadership and tactical expertise to the southern sector, ensuring smooth, steady control over operations. This division wasn't just a restructuring, it was a decisive, calculated move. It was about ensuring that each part of the region had the leadership it needed, the clarity it demanded, and the precision that made all the difference. By putting two seasoned, sharp-minded leaders at the helm, Western Command ensured that every action was executed with purpose. It was a shift that brought focus, efficiency, and most importantly, results. Moving next, let's talk about the arrival of the 77 Para Brigade was a game-changer. Picture this, the tension is building, the region is on edge, and then comes the 77 Para Brigade, led by Brigadier Nair, rolling in as the much-needed reinforcement. This wasn't just another deployment, it was a strategic masterstroke. Their arrival sent a clear message, India was ready, and it wasn't backing down. Why was this so crucial? The 77 Para Brigade brought in the manpower, the firepower, and the expertise that Indian forces needed to tighten their grip on the region. But it wasn't just about defense. No, this was about setting the stage for the big push, the summer offensive that was on the horizon. With the 77 Para Brigade in place, India's defensive posture was stronger than ever, and they were ready to shift gears, from holding the line to making a bold move. This was more than just a reinforcement, it was a strategic play. Brigadier Nair and his brigade were key to ensuring that Indian forces were not just prepared to react but prepared to act, with precision and strength. It was about being in control, having the upper hand, and making sure that when the time came, India would be ready to take the offensive. It was a move that set the tone, laid the groundwork, and showed everyone that the 77 Para Brigade was there to make a statement. The strategic directive from the Western Command was nothing short of a master plan, setting the tone for the battle to secure the Kashmir Valley. At the heart of this strategy was the capture of Domel. This wasn't just a tactical move, it was a bold statement. Domel was the gateway to the entire valley, and whoever controlled it held the key to Srinagar, the heart of Kashmir. Securing Domel was essential to keeping the capital safe, maintaining open supply lines, and ensuring India had a firm grip on the region. It was the linchpin, and Western Command knew that capturing it would tilt the scales in their favor. But holding Domel alone wasn't enough. The real challenge was securing key outposts scattered across the region. These outposts acted as the front line of defense, and losing even one could give Pakistani forces a chance to slip through and regain ground. Securing them was about building a solid, impenetrable line, a perimeter that clearly said, "This is ours, and we are not letting go." Then there was the critical task of securing communications. You can have the best strategy and the strongest forces, but if they can't coordinate, it all falls apart. Ensuring robust communication lines was essential to keeping everything connected. It meant that every order was heard, every move was synchronized, and every unit was in sync. Without it, the entire operation could crumble. With it, Western Command could execute their plan with precision, making sure that every decision and maneuver was perfectly timed. This directive wasn't just about military action, it was a meticulously crafted strategy that brought together control, coordination, and clarity. It ensured that every piece of the puzzle was in place, ready for India to act swiftly, decisively, and effectively. The summer offensive plans were all about meticulous strategy, precision, and control. Let me take you through how it unfolded. It started with the reorganization of forces. This wasn't just a routine reshuffle, it was a smart, calculated move to streamline military units, making them faster, more agile, and better coordinated. When you are planning an offensive, you need every part of your force to work like a well-oiled machine, and that's exactly what this reorganization did. It set the stage for everything that came next. Then came the diversionary push by the 163 Infantry Brigade. Think of it as a strategic decoy, a move straight out of the military playbook. The goal? Distract the enemy, pull their attention and resources away from where the real action was going to happen. The 163 Infantry Brigade made sure that the enemy was scrambling in the wrong direction, preparing to counter a threat that was just a diversion. It was a clever, tactical play, setting the stage for the real strike. And the real strike was the main thrust by the 161 Infantry Brigade. This was where the offensive would hit hardest, zeroing in on key objectives across the Kashmir Valley. The 161 Infantry Brigade had a clear mission: to secure critical locations and ensure the safety of Srinagar, the capital. This wasn't just about pushing back the enemy, it was about solidifying control, reinforcing strategic dominance, and making sure that the valley stayed secure. The coordination between these brigades wasn't just effective, it was brilliant. It was a carefully crafted plan, where every piece of the puzzle fit perfectly, delivering a summer offensive that was sharp, focused, and impactful. This wasn't just about showing strength, it was about executing a strategy that ensured India held the upper hand where it mattered most. Moving further ahead, let's talk about the reconnaissance and preparations were the backbone of the strategic operations, setting the stage for everything that followed. Let's start with the air reconnaissance conducted by commanding officers. This wasn't just about flying over enemy lines, it was about gathering crucial intelligence, understanding the terrain, and spotting vulnerabilities. Aerial reconnaissance gave commanders the eyes in the sky they needed to make informed, tactical decisions and coordinate operations with precision. It was the key to planning every move on the ground. Leading this effort were Brigadiers Singh and Nair. These two were not just overseeing the missions, they were at the heart of the planning and execution. Their leadership and expertise ensured that the air reconnaissance missions weren't just about collecting data but about translating that intelligence into actionable strategies. They knew what to look for, how to analyze it, and most importantly, how to use it to gain an edge. And then there was Colonel Harbaksh Singh, whose role was absolutely vital. He wasn't just a part of the team, he was the glue that brought everything together. His collaboration with other commanding officers, combined with his own expertise, ensured a comprehensive understanding of the battlefield. He made sure that every piece of information gathered from the air was integrated into the overall strategy, providing a clear picture of what they were up against. These efforts weren't just about preparation, they were about gaining the upper hand even before the battle began. The intelligence gathered through air reconnaissance, led by experienced leaders like Brigadiers Singh and Nair, with the support of Colonel Harbaksh Singh, laid the groundwork for every strategic decision that followed, making sure that when the time came, India's forces were ready to act with clarity, precision, and confidence. Let's talk about the enemy estimation and initial plans which laid the groundwork for what would be a decisive military operation. It started with a clear-eyed assessment of the enemy's strength and distribution. This wasn't just about counting troops or tracking their equipment, it was about knowing exactly where they were positioned, how they were spread out, and what kind of backup they could call in. That level of intelligence meant India could plan with precision, strike where it mattered, and avoid unnecessary risks. But numbers alone don't win battles. Understanding the enemy's tactics, their equipment, and even their morale was just as critical. Were they battle-ready and well-supplied, or struggling, stretched thin, and low on morale? Knowing this meant India could predict their moves, stay 2 steps ahead, and turn their weaknesses into opportunities. All this intelligence fed directly into the initial plans for Indian troops, the blueprint for action. Every detail was mapped out: troop movements, objectives, and coordination across units. This wasn't just a plan, it was a clear, strategic playbook designed for precision, coordination, and decisive action. When it was time to move, every unit knew their role, every soldier had their orders, and there was no room for confusion. It was about taking strategy off the paper and bringing it to life on the battlefield, leaving nothing to chance. This wasn't just preparation, it was strategic foresight. By combining detailed enemy assessments, a deep understanding of their tactics, and a tightly coordinated plan for Indian forces, India was ready to act swiftly, smartly, and decisively when the moment came. The operational planning and challenges were at the core of preparing for the summer offensive, and it started with detailed operational plans. This wasn't just about putting troops on the ground, it was about crafting a comprehensive strategy where every movement, every objective, and every coordination point was mapped out with precision. These plans ensured that Indian forces knew exactly where to strike, how to coordinate, and what the ultimate goals were. It was all about clarity and precision, making sure that when the offensive began, every unit moved in sync, and every action was part of a larger, well-thought-out strategy. But planning is one thing, executing it, especially in the challenging terrain of Jammu and Kashmir, is another. Logistical challenges were a major hurdle. Maintaining supply lines, ensuring the availability of equipment, and managing resources in rugged, often unforgiving terrain required meticulous planning. Without a steady flow of supplies, even the best-laid plans could fall apart. This was about more than just getting the troops where they needed to be, it was about sustaining them, keeping them equipped, fed, and ready to fight, no matter how tough the conditions got. And then there was the strategic use of terrain, one of the most critical aspects of the operation. The rugged landscapes of Jammu and Kashmir, with its valleys, ridges, and passes, were more than just obstacles, they were opportunities. By understanding the terrain and using it to their advantage, Indian forces could conceal their movements, launch surprise attacks, and outmaneuver the enemy. It wasn't just about fighting the battle, it was about dictating where and how the battle was fought. Using the terrain strategically allowed Indian troops to stay 1 step ahead, securing key objectives while keeping the enemy on the back foot. In essence, this wasn't just a military operation, it was a carefully orchestrated effort that combined detailed planning, logistical precision, and strategic ingenuity. The aim was clear: to ensure that Indian forces could execute the summer offensive with speed, surprise, and efficiency, overcoming every challenge the battlefield threw at them. Let's wrap up this discussion by focusing on the key elements that shaped the conflict in Jammu and Kashmir. First, the key battles and operations. These weren't just confrontations, they were turning points. Each battle was a strategic move, planned to shift the momentum and take control of crucial territories. Understanding these battles is essential to grasp the bigger picture of how tactical decisions shaped the course of the conflict. Every maneuver, every deployment was a calculated step in a much larger game. Then, there's the commanders and leadership, the real driving forces behind the operations. Leaders like Brigadier Lakhinder Singh, Major General Atma Singh, and Major General K.S. Thimayya weren't just making decisions, they were on the front lines, guiding their forces with precision, strategy, and unwavering determination. Their leadership was crucial, especially in moments that demanded quick thinking and bold actions. It was their vision and strength that carried the operations forward, turning plans into successful outcomes. Thank you to all our viewers for watching these videos and joining us on this journey. We truly appreciate your time and engagement. To get the most out of this series and understand the book thoroughly, we encourage you to watch all the videos sequentially. Each video builds on the previous one, offering insights and details that connect the bigger picture. If you found this content informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more valuable content to you. Thank you once again, and we hope you continue to enjoy and learn from our series.